What is going on, guys? Marcus here with the Reformation Woodshop. One of the most prolific videos on my channel is the video showing off the Graco Magnum X7. That is the video that continuously gets views to this day, and I always have interaction with that video. Early on in my YouTube career, one of the first things I used to paint was the Graco TrueCoat 360. I used that for several builds and I loved it. So today we're going to continue the trend of using Graco products, and I'm going to be trying out the Graco TrueCoat 360 Connect, which happens to be a paint sprayer that is compatible with your drill. I'm really excited for this guy because basically it's a drill accessory. It doesn't have its own motor or power source. It is 100% run by a tool that you already have in your shop. I know everybody hates unboxing videos, so we're gonna get through this as quickly as possible. The box includes one paint tip, one stain tip, one inlet filter, two 32-ounce flex liner bags, an easy fill funnel and strainer, some seal lube, and a quick startup guide, which obviously we're not gonna be using. And the drill is not included. Assembly is super easy. It's got a little boot strap like a sandal, you know. You put your drill base in there. A little bit of a stretch to it. Tighten that bad boy on there. We're ready to go. I'm gonna put some paint in here. I've got a couple of things that need to be painted. We're just gonna push this guy to its limits. Just to get my maiden voyage going, I grabbed this old stained gray door that I had, threw some white in my sprayer, and went to town. At first glance, I can tell it does really good coverage, even when I'm kind of shaky and inconsistent at spraying. The way the funnel and filter works is pretty nice. You can attach it directly to your cup, dump your paint in, and it'll do the job that it's designed to do. After you're done, you can toss your funnel right back onto the paint can, and it'll drip any excess that way. If you're not familiar with the Graco line, the way that you calibrate your sprayers is by attaching your cup to the gun, squeezing all the excess air out of the little exhaust port that's at the top, close that port up, set your gun to prime, and in this case, pull the trigger on your drill. After you've primed it for an appropriate amount of time, you should be ready to spray. And now that I know this sprayer works on cabinet doors, why not move on to a full-size cabinet to see if it's the perfect furniture sprayer? Even though I'm not even halfway through this video, I'm just gonna go ahead and give you a spoiler alert. It is perfect. It's perfect for the DIYer who's a furniture maker, but doesn't want to send their stuff off to a professional painter or hand brush paint on. I mean, look at that. Beautiful finish. I know I look big and strong in most of my videos, and I make things look very easy, so I wanted to give my wife the opportunity to show you guys that this sprayer is not too heavy, it's pretty light, and it's easy to use. Okay, it's starting to sound a little bit like an infomercial, but I really like this sprayer, to be completely honest with you. Hashtag not an ad. Alright, it's time to divulge some secrets. I have never sprayed a clear coat in my life, and today I'm gonna do it for the first time, and I'm terrified, so let's get this done. If you saw my podium build video, you know that I wiped on varnish for this podium, and then I hated it, and I sanded it off, and I wiped it on again, and then I sanded it off, and I wiped it on again, until I broke down and used the Cordless Connect. I sprayed one singular coat on this podium, and it was done and flawless. I was actually really excited about it, and that's why I sound like a salesman in this video. Because to be completely honest, I've never been really good at applying finish to projects. The last real test for me to understand if this guy was going to make it through all of the trials that I'd be using it for was stain. I grabbed some of this walnut Danish oil, put it in my gun, went to stain, was super confident about all of the choices that I had made up until this point, went to spray, and I started leaving streaks. That's when I realized I had the wrong tip in, switched out, and then I got a good, clean finish on the entire top. So really the only complaint that I had turned out to be a user error. To finish off this video, I wanted to build and paint something that would take me full circle back to when I very first used the Graco TrueCoat 360, and that is a dresser for my kids. 5 years ago, I put out a video on this channel building a dresser for my daughter's nursery before she was even born. And because I have better tools now, I have the experience of working at a cabinet shop, and we have more kids in our life, I am going to replace that dresser with something bigger and better. The sprayer was super dynamic. It left a really nice finish on all of my drawer faces. It made it so that the stained top was an absolute awesome contrasting part of this dresser, and it made for an all-around great project. I'm really happy with this sprayer, and it's definitely something that I'm going to keep on the job site with me at all times, because I have the Graco Magnum X7, but it is hard to lug around in comparison to this guy. Alright, it's time to take old Yeller out to pasture. As you can see, she's kind of dilapidated. And you know, the only reason that I keep these things up in the past on my YouTube channel is because it shows my growth. From this old beat up dresser that I made and thought was YouTube worthy to what we're about to install in here, I've grown a lot and I'm very proud of that. So that's just a side note. And now sadly it's time to dump this old dresser out on the curb and say goodbye. Rest in peace. Alas, the time of mourning is over. The brand new dresser is installed and looks magnificent thanks to the Graco Cordless Connect. The paint looks pristine. And if you ever happen to wonder what I spend my YouTube revenue on, feast your eyes on this. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions for me about this spray gun, just leave them in the comment section down below and I will answer them as best I can.
Please, guys.
Better record me. If you watched this video and thought to yourself, man, that was so good, how can I give this guy money to repay him? Then you're in luck. I have a lot of stuff listed on my Etsy store that you can buy to support the channel, so head on over to reformationwoodshop.etsy.com to grab something.